Good morning. I am the Reverend Lisa Bobby-Kemper. My pronouns are she and her. I am your interim minister. In this community, challenged by our liberating faith, we discover deeper spiritual meaning, nurture loving community, cultivate courageous connections, and partner in the work of justice. Welcome to each and every one of you, whether you are on the live stream or in person. We are pleased to have newcomers with us in the room and participating virtually. I encourage you to reach out to our Director of Member Relations, Kelly Green. Her email is on the screen, as is her photo, so you can recognize her if you are here. We have large print orders of service, personal hearing assistance devices, and an elevator available. There's also a hearing loop in our alternate worship space, the Bernstein Room. We have coloring pages and fidgets and yarn for all ages in the vestibule, if that's useful to you or your children. This morning's service is a special multi-generational service celebrating the birth of the universe. We made up the day because, we can't be sure when it happened. A couple of years ago, but we are celebrating the Big Bang and all things space and earth and things like that. And I'm very grateful to my wife, Cindy, who found the last of my stash of beloved galaxy-themed masks so that I could wear it today. They stopped making them, which made me really sad. So we're very glad you're here. I want to call your attention to the announcements. There's some in your order of service, some on the slideshow in the vestibule and in currents. I hope that you will join us, the Intersectional Justice team, on Monday, tomorrow, the 8th, for a presentation, discussion, conversation with one of our community intersectional justice partners, Compassion Closet, about the difference between charity and solidarity and how we can build deeper relationships with the people and who volunteer with and who are served by Compassion Closet. We gave our Share the Plate to them, I think it was last year, and so I really would love to, I'll be there, and I look forward to seeing many of you there. If you want to RSVP, which would help us know how many chairs to put out, you can look for the announcements in currents. I will also, and this is not listed anywhere, but I will be staying in the sanctuary after, I will come back into the sanctuary after the greeting line. If there are people who want to ask questions or have conversation about the conversation that has been unfolding in the members' Facebook group. The staff who moderate the page have asked that the conversation come out of the Facebook group and into in-person, face-to-face. And so I am not the only one who has answers to questions, but I am the one who is available this morning to have that conversation with you. So please join. It's just going to be informal. So if that is important to you, please join in. Like I said, I will come back into the sanctuary after the greeting line. I think that's all. No, it's not all. Martin Luther King Parade is a week from yesterday, so it's on Saturday. We are, as a congregation, marching in that parade. You did so amazingly turning out for Pride in August. I would like to invite you to show up just as full and amazingly for the Martin Luther King parade, Junior Day Parade. I believe step-off for the parade is at 9:30, and more details will be available on the website and in currents this week. If you have questions, feel free to ask me. but I hope y'all will join us. All you have to do is walk in a clump. So you don't have to speak, you don't have to tap dance, we're just gonna hold the banner and show up. A warm welcome to each and every one of you, whether you are here in person or joining via live stream. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, we are stronger because you are here. We are one people of many beliefs, origins, identities, and genders. We are all growing, we are all learning, all loved. It is good to be together, and Happy New Year. I invite you to take a deep breath and settle in as our service begins. Sorry, I'm working for the first time from my new tablet. Thank you, John. We were just saying, can you do better than a music director who's gonna play that? And has the sense of humor to do it? Good morning. And I'm very happy to be back with you all. Today we're having a special celebration brought to us by a UU child in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where I last served, Logan Snively. We had a religious education class one day where we explored different stories from all over about how the world was created. The humanist scientific story of creation is the Big Bang, and Logan said this is what he believed, and since a lot of UUs also believe this, he wondered why we didn't celebrate this as a holiday about creation, just like we do Christmas or solstice. And when he told me that, I thought, Big Bang holiday? Why aren't we already doing that? Why aren't all UUs doing that? A happy birthday to the universe. I am so proud when I'm able to honor our children's voices and lift up their ideas. And so, like the universe, the holiday was born. We celebrated it every January after that when I was at the UU Church in Cherry Hill. And like many other mysteries, we're not totally sure when the universe began, so we've chosen to celebrate in January with the new year. And here we are. Happy Big Bang holiday. As Neil deGrasse Tyson said, we are part of this universe. We are in this universe. But perhaps more important than both of those facts is that the universe is in us. Please rise in body or spirit and join with us in singing the opening song, A Fire, Mist, and a Planet. It is number 343 in the gray hymnal, or the words will be on the screen.
So we celebrate today that we were all born with a bang. At night, we can look up at the stars.
Paula?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I missed that in my script. Never mind, I'll come back.
We would like to invite the Green family, a constellation thereof, to come and light the chalice this morning.
A Fire in the Universe by Sean Trapp. Our chalice reminds us that the flame within ourselves is the same fire that illuminates the universe. It is our reminder that all is connected, even though the space of the void is vast. And our experience here is but a blip in the cosmic timeline.
That in our smallness and our short time on this earth, that we live intently and deeply, with love for one another, with honesty and integrity to be guided by rational thought and critical thinking, and with a sense of shared responsibility. For as the late astronomer Carl Sagan reminded us, this pale blue dot is the only home we've ever known.
Thank you.
Now, so, again, we celebrate today that we were all born with a bang. At night, we can look up at the stars and see our own story. I invite you to reflect on the idea that you are star stuff and part of this great mystery as you hear this story written by me with excerpts and images from Jennifer Morgan's Born with a Bang. My dearest Earthling, you may not know me. We haven't talked before. I am the universe, and it's time for us to get to know each other. There are many stories about how everything came to be. This story is based on discoveries by Earthling scientists. As they learn more, this story will change. I can't wait to share with you what I know so far. So now, my dear Earthlings, make yourself comfortable and let's begin at the very beginning, if there was a beginning, because some people think it's infinite. Once you were a tiny speck, buried deep in the dark, but you couldn't stay small. You grew and grew until one day you were ready to leave the darkness. On that very special day, your birthday, you were born into the light. I too had a special day when I was born, but there was no light for me to be born into. Like you, I started as a tiny speck, about 13 billion years ago or so. I was smaller than a piece of dust under your bed. It's hard to imagine that I started out so small, but I did. And if you ask me where I came from, I would tell you that I don't know. It's the greatest of all mysteries. But there I was. Like you, I couldn't stay small. I was bursting with wild and dazzling dreams of galaxies, stars, and planets in radiant colors, bright yellow, molten red, piercing blue. Oh, how I wanted my dreams to happen. But how could they? How could you happen? And then I suddenly realized I could be the things in my dreams. I could explode in a giant star, grow green in a thin blade of glass, roar as a lion, and purr as a kitten, feel feelings like love, sadness, and wonder. Oh yes, it began to dawn on me. Everything would have to come out of me. There was no other way, and everything would be me. But I wondered, what would I become? Worms with wings? Foxes with fins? Tulips with toes? Or boulders with brains? I was puzzled. But I didn't know what form I would like best. I didn't know. What if I tried and I end up making a big mess? Even though I was just a speck, I wanted to try. I burst into a grapefruit-sized fireball of a universe, packed with surging energy. It took only an instant. Space and time had just begun. I couldn't hold myself at grapefruit size anymore. I was really ready to go for it. And in a splash too. In a flash, space exploded inside me with unimaginable power. Yes, I had turned energy into the very first things. Tiny particles. Particles are the invisible bits of stuff that everything is made of. Suddenly, another amazing thing happened. It might have been accidental, but I don't think so. I was just the right temperature for bunches of particles to join together. And when they joined together, they morphed or changed into very, very different things. They were small, but very important. They were kind of like Lego pieces, building blocks I would later use to make bigger things. I had made my very first atoms. And then I stopped. I had had enough basic bits of stuff to build myself into the universe you know today. And guess what? The number of these particles has stayed the same ever since. Everything, including your body, is made out of those same particles that I made long, long ago. Of course, dear Earthling, my story, our story, doesn't end here. So much still had to happen before I could turn myself into you. But remember, I am always with you. My sweet Earthling, I will tell you a secret. I'm even closer than that. It's true. I am you, and you are stardust.
Yonder come day, day is a-breaking. Yonder come day, oh my soul. Oh, yonder come day, day is a-breaking. Sun is a-rising in my soul. Oh, yonder come day, day is a-breaking. Yonder come day, oh my soul. Oh, yonder come day, day is a-breaking. Sun is a-rising in my soul. Singing yonder come day, breaking yonder day, oh my soul. Singing yonder come day, breaking sun is a-rising in
Before I begin the concerns of the congregation, I want to just give you a little context for what is happening down there in front of me, which does not look like candles. It is little glass stones and a clear vessel of water. Over a period of time, the worship team, and John and I and Paula have been kind of having a conversation about how to make our services flow and be different, but the same enough to feel comfortable and all of those things. So we ended up creating 5 different basic worship service orders. And one of them is the multi-gen service order. And one of the things that we wanted to be able to do was move the concerns of the congregation to a different place in the service. But you may have noticed that I think the last time we had a multi-gen service that put the concerns earlier in the service, we ended up having a massive wax fall of melting scariness. It's science. So I have been in congregations, many congregations have stopped using candles because of environmental concerns and various other things. And so one of the things that has been put in that place is dropping a stone into water. Now, none of us wanted to get rid of candles altogether, but we all liked the idea of having different elements and different ways to honor the concerns and milestones and things in our congregation. So, and since it's not on fire, we can put it sooner, which breaks up this multi-gen service in a nice way. So anyway, you don't always need to hear how the sausage is made, but sometimes I think it's useful to know that your worship team and your staff and all the teams are having conversations like this to say, we love the way we do things. We want to be excellent. We want to be connecting. How can we do that better or different? So today, instead of lighting candles, you can come forward during the offering music and take a stone and drop it into a pebble and drop it into the water. I like to listen for it to hit the side of the bowl, and I also used a clear bowl so that you can all see from afar. I like the visual of it. So you are invited to, again, as usual, form 2 lines and come and do that when it's time. I invite you now to join me in a time of contemplation or prayer. These words are from a poem called Imperfectly Divine by Alex Klingenberg. Spirit of life, of earth and sea and sky, place of deep longing in my heart, find your way from silence to voice. Give me strength and courage to speak truth through my life. For I am a creature of the universe, small but infinite, a momentary body in the sea of life, and also the sea itself. I am a gathered bit of energy and one who gathers. A creation and a creator. Let me not hold too tightly to one form and lose the other, for we are not form but process, ever changing and ever renewing. Help us see that we are neither the beginning nor the end, but something perfectly natural and imperfectly divine. We are sending our love and support to Diane Clausen as she is mourning the passing of her son. We are also sending our love and support to Cindy Fox, whose father died this week. And as always, we are sending our prayers and our love and our will, if there are ways we can influence, to all the children and adults who are suffering, whether it be from war or any of the other things, climate change, or all of the things that break our relationships and make our homes unsafe. May we be part of the solution, and may we always remember to be aware and to send care and love to those who suffer in our community and outside of it. I also want to name, although it is arbitrary, this number 1 month and the 1 through 10 days of the beginning of a calendar year feel like a time of hope and beginning. May this time together and may this time together affirm our connections and affirm the ways that we feel loved and supported. And may we all remember that we can make any day a new beginning. Any hour can be a new beginning. Any minute, any second. We will take an offering now to support financially this congregation, and you are invited to come forward and drop your pebbles into the water. But haven't we always known? The shimmer of trees, the shaking of flames, every cloud lined with something. Clean water sings right to the belly, scouring us with its purity. It too is awash with diamonds, so small that trillions could rest on the head of a pin. It is not unwise then to say that the air is hung close with diamonds, that we breathe diamond, our lungs hoarding, exchanging, our blood sowing them rich and thick along every course it takes. Does this explain why some of us are so hard? Why some of us shine? Why we are all precious? That we are awash in creation spumed with diamonds, shot through with beauty that survived the death of stars.
We've been talking a lot about the universe and the stars today, but sometimes talking isn't enough, and even singing about it isn't enough. Sometimes we might feel like moving or feeling about it. So that's what we're going to do now, a body and heart moment. You are invited to participate as you want and as you are able. I invite you to close your eyes. In this darkness, imagine yourself as part of the universe. What would you wish for yourself? What birthday wishes can you give to the universe? As you reflect on that, please know that after the service, in the Freeman Hall, there is a galaxy background. There are wishing stars and double-sided tape. We hope that you will write your wishes on those wishing stars and place them on the galaxy backdrop that we might display after we are done. So again, you are in the universe, you are part of the universe. In the beginning, all was dark, but now imagine the creation of things through a big bang, as we heard in the story earlier. Now you might see lights from planets, stars, comets, and asteroids. You are now invited, with your eyes closed, to use your arms, hands, and fingers to demonstrate those bodies coming to life. You might use your arms to make an arc for the birth of the sun, create a still circle to represent a planet. You might use your hands to burst stars into beings. You might use your fingers to show things sparkling, draw a path of a comet, or simply point at the different things in the night sky. But we know the universe is vast and more than you can even imagine, so get those arms and hands and fingers going. Let me see them. And open your eyes and see all the other things that are in the universe with you that everyone is creating now. So many stars, so many planets, so many. More than even we can create here, and we are a part of it all. This has been a time to celebrate what it's like to be a part of the universe, outer space, and among the stars. Take a deep breath, bring your hands over your heart, and know that the light of the universe is within us all. Will you rise with me in body or spirit and join us in singing a hymn, number 1003, Where Do We Come From? And we're going to have some help.
Thank you. You may be seated. As always, I wish that all of you could have the experience of sitting where I sit when you do songs like that, because I know you can only you can't hear all of the things, and it's you all have beautiful voices and wonderful harmony. This reading is one of my all-time favorites, and I hope you will enjoy it as well. It's called "You Want a Physicist to Speak at Your Funeral." You want a physicist to speak at your funeral. You want the physicist to talk to your grieving family about the conservation of energy, so they will understand that your energy has not died. You want the physicist to remind your sobbing mother about the first law of thermodynamics, that no energy gets created in the universe and none is destroyed. You want your mother to know that all your energy, every vibration, every BTU of heat, every wave of every particle that was her beloved child remains with her in this world. You want the physicist to tell your weeping father that amid energies of the cosmos, you gave as good as you got. And at one point, you'd hope that the physicist would step down from the pulpit and walk to your broken-hearted spouse there in the pew and tell him that all the photons that ever bounced off your face, all the particles whose paths were interrupted by your smile, by the touch of your hair, hundreds of trillions of particles have raced off like children, their ways forever changed by you. And as your widow rocks in the arms of a loving family, may the physicist let her know that all the photons that bounced from you were gathered in the particle detectors that are her eyes, that those photons created with her constellations of electromagnetically charged neurons whose energy will go on forever. And the physicist will remind the congregation of how much of all our energy is given off as heat. There may be a few fanning themselves with their programs as they say it. And they will tell them that the warmth that flowed through you in life is still here, still part of all that we are, even as we who mourn continue the heat of our own lives. And you'll want the physicist to explain to those who loved you that they need not have faith. Indeed, they should not have faith. Let them know that they can measure, that scientists have measured precisely the conservation of energy and found it accurate, verifiable, and consistent across space and time. You can hope that your family will examine the evidence and satisfy themselves that the science is sound, and that they'll be comforted to know that your energy is still around. According to the law of the conservation of energy, not a bit of you is gone. You're just less orderly. Amen.
I'm going to share with you a poem that I wrote for Big Bang Holiday. It refers to our promises, which you may or may not know in our spirit play program. The promises are what we call the principles. So this is the Planets and Promises poem. Mars is the red planet where atmosphere is thin, where aliens and Martians could join us as kin. We remember our first promise to have respect for all. Maybe one day those aliens will give us a call. Jupiter has some orange spots, and even though it's large, it still sits among others and can't be in charge. We remember our second promise, offer treatment, find kind and fair. Even when we're the biggest doesn't mean we don't care. Venus may appear yellow, It's bright in the night sky. It's one of a kind and always takes its time. We remember our third promise, yearn to learn and accept things. Yearn to accept things and learn. We take time and keep moving and each take a turn. Mercury's kind of green and one that is small. Its temp keeps on changing. It rises and falls. We remember our fourth promise, grow with things true and right. We know we keep changing, but we'll follow the light. Uranus is blue, covered in rocks and ice. It's solid and steady, and its chemicals unite. We remember our fifth promise, believe our ideas and then act. We stand solid and speak up, and that is a fact. Neptune's indigo, far away and hard to see. It was first found by math, so it seemed like a dream. We remember our sixth promise, insist on a world fair and free. With justice for everyone, we stand up for peace. Earth does not look violet, but it has other things, people and creatures and beautiful trees. We remember our seventh promise, value Earth, it's our home. We stay connected to all things wherever we roam. Saturn has many colors and elements abound. It's got unique rings and moons all around. We honor our eighth promise, honor equity for all. We journey toward welcome, lifting up those who fall. So now when we look up to the planets so high, we can remember our promises if only we try. For Big Bang holiday can be with us each day. Now UU's all over. Shout bazinga and hooray! We gather in love and connection, building on our past, creating something that I can't see. Okay. Sorry. We build on our past, creating the emerging future in each moment. Into this circle of love, we bring all of who we are and all of who we are becoming. Here, we deepen our practice of active love. We offer our prayers and wishes on behalf of all beings in a troubled world. Today, we celebrate the origins of the universe, our common heritage and destiny, and the knowledge that we are, everything is, made of the same elements that made up the stars. Again, as astronomer Carl Sagan said, we are all stardust. When we look up at the sky, we gaze into the oceans of stars from which we have come. Lights that illuminate the universe across time. Perhaps there are also beings looking up at their sky and seeing an ocean of stars, and we are the lights in their universe. Hear these words written by writer Lawrence Krauss. The amazing thing is that every atom in your body came from a star that exploded. And the atoms in your left hand probably came from a different star than your right hand. It really is the most poetic thing I know about physics. You are all stardust. You couldn't be here if stars hadn't exploded. They were created in the nuclear furnaces of the stars, and the only way they could get into your body is if those stars were kind enough to explode. End quote. As a part of our celebration, we would like to offer you all a Stardust blessing. I would like to first offer a blessing to all those on Zoom. May we hold the light within ourselves, shine it for all to see, and when we can, share the light with those in need. We all come from and return to the stars. We are all star-stuck. Now, for those in the room, may I have my blessing givers come into position now? When the music starts to play, you're all invited to come to one of these folks. There'll be 3 up front and 2 in the back. And they will offer you a Stardust blessing. The way that we do this is to hold out your hand. They will draw a little sparkly star on your hand, and they will give you the Stardust blessing. You may begin. And if anyone needs us to come to them, please let us know in somehow.
We gotta figure out which tablet is which now. Technology, man. May your own light shine like a sky full of sibling stars. You are all stardust. And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit and sing one of our favorite hymns, Blue Boat Home, to honor the place of our earth in the universe and our place on the earth. say with me the words on the screen as we extinguish our chalice. In this new year, let us be amazed. Let us search for new life and hope in our midst. Let us nurture creativity in every form. Let us be reminded that new insights of the universe are always being made. In this new year, let us be amazed.